Hey friends, it's Mike. It's Sunday. It's August 19th, 2019, and around 4 p.m. here on the East Coast. I wanted to do a channel update just to give everybody a heads up with regard to where I'm going with the Paul is Dead material, the McCartney stuff, and this particular channel, my Paul is Dead channel, and to also cover some odds and ends, some stuff that has come across my desk that I thought I should share with you guys. Now, if you remember, back several months ago, I had said that I was looking to sunset my ongoing McCartney research, and I'm still planning on doing that, but the new date now is around October, so let's just say the late October time frame. And my plan is to redirect from doing this work, which has occupied an enormous amount of my time, and moving my focus back to my main channel, my main Sage of Quay channel, where I did interviews that had to do with a multitude of topics. Okay, so I'll take you through some of the shows that I have lined up for my main channel also as we go through this. Now, with regard to the upcoming Paul is Dead material, content, presentations, interviews that I will be uploading over the next, let's just say, 2.5 months or so, one of them will be an analysis of whether the Beatles actually wrote all of their own music. And I won't get into great detail on this, but to make a long story short, I was watching a documentary about 2 weeks ago. And when I was watching that documentary, just a light bulb went off in my head. So what I did was I put an APB out on my Facebook page to all of my musician songwriter friends. And what I'm looking to do is to bring us together to do a piece of analysis and to get their input on whether the number of songs based upon a certain period of time is possible. Now, as many of you know, I'm a musician and a songwriter. And when I watched that documentary, I thought about myself, and I thought, well, if somebody had given me those parameters, in other words, you had to write so many songs within a certain period of time, is that even remotely possible? And I said, no. I didn't think it was. And let's just put it this way. For me, no, it would not be. And I have received many emails over the last 3 years from folks who were in the music industry, who were songwriters, and have raised this issue constantly and said, Mike, it's not possible for them to have written as many songs as they did in a period of time that they were together. But with this particular analysis, I'm going to focus on a particular period of time, not 8 years, but a compressed period of time. And I think that that's going to make the point. Okay? And in fact, so much so that I'm thinking it could be the silver bullet. So again, I've reached out to a number of my friends. Some of them have already gotten back to me and said, yes, I want to participate in this. So I'm looking to get that out probably in October. It's going to take time to get everybody coordinated and to get them all on board and to discuss this. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do for those of my friends that are looking to participate is to get a Skype conference call going so that I can get everybody up to speed with what it is that I was watching and to share my thoughts, and then to have them take a look at what I was looking at and see if they come to the same conclusion. Okay, so again, let's just say October time frame for that at some point. I had said that I'm going to do a wrap-up of the new edition, I have it here, let me see, of the blue cover, the 9 after 909 edition of Memoirs, and I still plan on doing that, but I'm going to change up the approach. Originally, I was thinking I was going to sit down like I usually do and put together a slideshow, 70, 75, 80 slides, put them into a video, do a voiceover, and do it that way. The problem with that is that the amount of time it takes to do that is a lot. It's a lot of time. So it hit me today. I said, you know what? I have colleagues that I have been working with over the last 3 years or so, and I have a group of them that have really dug deep, took a deep dive into Memoirs, both the red covered book, which was the first edition, and the second edition, which is the blue cover, which I just showed you. and I'm going to bring them together for a roundtable discussion. So I will have 3 or 4 guests who are experts in the research that has to do with this book. And I'm going to put together an outline, and we're all going to share our thoughts and our perspectives on various topics that are covered in the book. And the people I have lined up are excellent. So I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I'm thinking I can do the roundtable. It's 2 hours, but it might push 3. I'm not going to put a time constraint on it, because if it needs 3 hours, I will do 3 hours. So that's how we're going to cover the Blue Book. I think it's going to be a dynamic show. We all don't agree on certain aspects, which will make it more interesting. Okay, so we'll have some diverging views on what's really being presented in the book, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm in the process now of pulling those folks together and getting that show underway. That show I want to have out on 9/11, which will be, of course, the anniversary of Biological Paul's death. All right, so 9/11, and I'm really going to push to get it out on that day. All right, and I already told the folks that have responded, yay, verily, Mike, we'd like to participate. That's the date that I'm shooting for. Okay? I will be doing another show with Richard Balducci. I've received a lot of emails and a lot of comments on the YouTube channel saying, Mike, when are you going to have Richard back? I will have Richard back. Richard understands why it is that we've had a delay, and I'm not going to go into the detail about it, but he understands. And so I know Richard's probably watching this, so Richard, I will be contacting you, let's just say next week. I'll connect with you on Skype, and we will start to lay out and put an outline together with regard to what the second show is going to be all about. Okay, so then after those 3 shows or so, like I said, I will redirect my focus back to my main channel. And the reason is because, well, first of all, like I said, there's kind of a diminishing return here with the McCartney stuff. So again, if something significant pops or emerges, I will cover that. But other than that, I'm going to, like I said, get back on track with my main channel, which was my bread and butter. And the other reason why I want to do that is because, I have a lot of subscribers on my main channel. I have over, 16,000 subscribers, and not everybody is into the McCartney conspiracy. So I started feeling a little bad that I was absentee, that I wasn't putting material out there that would be of interest to those folks that are not necessarily hunkered down with Paul is dead. All right, and quite honestly, I need a break from this McCartney stuff. It's grueling. It is a lot of work. It takes up a lot of time, and I just need a change of scenery, quite honestly. Okay, so again, redirect, but I will be coming back to it if something significant pops up. Okay, so upcoming shows on my main channel, just to give you an idea and a taste for what's going to be coming through the pipe there. I have Victoria Lee is going to be coming on the show. In fact, the show is done, and she's going to take us through the Sharon Tate LaBianca murders, which has connections into the Beatles. So I have to edit that show. I expect to have that out by the end of this month, the end of August. Let me see. I did a great show. I just finished it up with Richard Willett, who is an independent filmmaker, along with Neil Sanders. Many of you know Neil. Neil is an expert in mind control and what goes on in our society and culture, and how the masses are kept in line based upon how reality is manipulated. And so we will discuss mass mind control and how it permeates our reality. It was a great, great discussion. You won't be disappointed with that show. My good friend Cara St. Louis and Beverly Blass will be coming on the show, and we're going to talk about our food supply. I will be interviewing the one and only Vince Russo. Vince had me on his show, and I said to Vince that I wanted him to come on my show to talk about the wrestling business. Vince was and still is, but back in the 1990s, he was a major cog in the professional wrestling business, and he's going to be able to give us insights into how that worked. And I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of similarities with regard to how reality is shaped, but instead of music, instead of the Beatles, it's wrestling. Okay, so Vince will be on the show. He said yes, he'll be on. I'm also going to come back on Vince's show. I promise to do that. And I believe we're going to spend time talking about the Stanshall acral analysis and anything else that Vince would like to ask me about the McCartney conspiracy. Then Neil Sanders solo will be coming back, and Neil's going to talk to us about the surveillance state and specifically Cambridge Analytica, which was tied into Facebook. And Neil's going to connect all the dots for us and explain how all of this is connected and how the surveillance state includes the intelligence agencies, it includes corporations, it includes social media, all of this. And some might say, well, we already know that, but Neil's going to take us into very, very detailed, to a detailed level to show the underpinnings on how all of this is connected, including people who are in power, like presidents. Then I'm going to have another interview with another good friend of mine, Emily Moyer. Emily's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about whatever it is that Emily would like to talk about. She's also great. Let me see what else I have here. I wrote this stuff down because otherwise I would not remember. Emails. Okay, so again, I know I say this a lot. I want to apologize for not being able to respond to everybody who writes me. It's just not physically possible. In fact, this morning I sat down for a couple of hours and I was going through my email and I was responding to people, but I couldn't get to everybody. So if you don't get a response from me, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate your support. It's just that the volume, it just makes it physically impossible to get back to everybody and write a personal response. Okay, so I just want to cover that again. I get a lot of questions from folks asking me about my album, Leaving Dystopia, which is the album before my current album, which is Hollow Moon. And on the album cover, the album art shows the pyramid and the eye. So the eye is inside the pyramid. And I've had many people write me and say, Mike, what's that all about? That's Illuminati stuff. Why is that on the cover of your CD? And so what I'm going to do is point you to my website, sageofquay.com, and there I explain what that means. And it's not evil, and it's not Illuminati. And what I'll also do is I will take that blurb from the website and I will put it down in the description box below so that you could see it there too. All right, so I can cover that. What's been happening is I've been responding to people one-on-one, and that just gets to be too much after a while. So then what I did was I said, okay, let me just put it on my website so when folks get there, they could take a look and say, oh, okay, that's what it means. But, and then some folks don't make it to the website and, they're writing me comments and asking or sending me emails or PMs. So I figured, okay, let me just put it in this video also. And then after that, I don't know where else to put it. Okay, that's going to be about it. Another question that I get asked quite often has to do with my music. And the question I get asked a lot is who plays in your band? And, who's playing guitar, who's playing bass, and all that stuff. Well, I play all of the instruments with the exception of the drums. For the drums, I have a drum and rhythm machine that I have to program, and everything else is me. I play all the instruments. I play the guitars, I play the bass, I play the keyboards, and all that. One exception is on the title track of Leaving Dystopia, my brother played lead guitar, and he's a fabulous guitar player himself. He's a better guitar player than I am, in my opinion, and he did the lead guitar work on Leaving Dystopia. Okay, so, and I'll leave a link to my music site as well down below, and then you can take a look and take a listen. You can listen to the songs for free on Reverb Nation. I also have a SoundCloud account, so you can stream it for free. Take a listen, no charge, and I'm glad that many of you like the music. It makes me very happy. Let me see. On my Facebook account, going back about a week ago, I posted a 10-minute guitar jam that I did. I played to a backing track, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. And I don't release a lot of stuff that's on my Facebook page outside of my Facebook page, my personal page. I have two pages. I have a personal page and I have a Sage of Quay page. Those who are connected to me on my personal page, they get to see a lot of stuff, especially guitar-related stuff that doesn't make it out. Doesn't make it out here on the Paul is Dead channel. It's not going to make it out to my Sage of Quay channel. I do have a guitar channel. I'll put the link down below. Anybody who's interested in guitars, guitar repair, a couple of jams or whatever, you can go there and take a look at my my other hobby. But what I'll do, because so many folks enjoyed that jam, is I will tack it on to the end of this video. And if you're into rock, especially classic rock, and you don't mind 10-minute improvisations, take a listen. Okay? So I think that's about it. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I did. So again, I'm going to redirect my energies and my time back to my main channel. I will still be here on the Paul is Dead channel. As I mentioned, I have a number of shows coming up which I think are going to be eye-openers. But unless something breaks that's big, something happens with Billy that's worth reporting on, that's very significant, the channel is basically going to be in maintenance mode. Okay, and that's going to be around, again, the late October time frame. And I'm going to try to hustle this along because, as I said, I feel like I have been MIA on my main channel, and I have received a couple of emails from folks saying, Mike, what's with the main channel? You haven't put anything up there in a while other than the McCartney stuff. When are you going to get back to some of the other material that you cover? So I will be doing that immediately. Many of these shows that I rattled off that will wind up on the main channel, they are queued up for the next 2 weeks. And in fact, 2 of them are already in the bag. I already have them in the hopper, and I have to start editing them. Okay? So that's it. I want to thank everybody for their support. It's a great group of subscribers that I have here on this channel. People add some great value in the comments. On the main channel, I don't allow comments, and one of the reasons for that is because comments are very time consuming. So if I had to approve comments on that channel and then also on my Paul is Dead channel, and I do allow comments also on my my guitar channel, which is small. It has about 4,500 subscribers. It's a lot of work. It really is. And I'm not one of these people that likes to sit here in front of the computer all day and push the approve button or the block button. I would prefer just to spend some time doing that work, and I have been spending it primarily on my Paul is Dead channel with the comments. Okay, so that's it. If you guys have any questions, the comment section will be opened up down below. Feel free to comment. And that's it. Okay, so have a lovely Sunday, and we will talk soon.